What up, guys? It's Versus Z bringing you a video review of the Walmart exclusive movie series 6-inch Iron Man Mark 6 and War Machine from the Iron Man 2 movie figure series. Alright, so instead of talking about these guys separately, I'm going to try my best to try and talk about them together. So now let's move on to their details, paint apps, and everything, and, well, they're either just as impressive or even more impressive than their 3 3/4 inch counterparts. With War Machine, it looks pretty much the same, but of course upscaled. Iron Man looks, how can I say this? It is the same as 3 3/4 inch, except bigger. Now, that's hard to explain, and it kind of looks different when you look at them. When you have the 3 3/4 inch movie accurate, whether you got the Hall of Armor collection or just the normal one, you can kind of tell that the red looks a little different. But I looked at it carefully, and it actually is the same, and that's only because, like I said, one's smaller, one's bigger, and that's my easiest way of explaining that. So don't worry about the paint apps on this guy looking a little different. Some reviews I've seen on YouTube, the red actually looked a little more brighter, more flat, or dull, and I guess it was their cameras or something. But red also, and this is something I learned from my short time at film class. Red is actually a hard color to catch on film. It either comes out different looking, or it's just hard to capture, like what you're looking at as compared to what the camera's looking at and what you're seeing. So in person, the red actually looks really nice. War Machine, I can just simply say great paint apps. So as much as I want to talk about War Machine as well, let's see, what can I bring up now? To be movie accurate, since I've seen the movie twice already, I noticed there was a some kind of Air Force logo on one of his shoulders, and I don't see that on here. So that's one thing that I didn't notice the first time when I had this figure, but since I saw the movie, now I kind of wished it had it, but it's just me being nitpicky. Otherwise, you know, the details are there. Small little added details, like, I don't know if you can catch that. Actually, let me zoom in. Okay, so I guess that's as far as I can go before the image gets blurry, but you can see a red triangular symbol right there right there on his head. That's pretty good detailing right there. And also here on his turrets, his shoulder turrets, sorry, it's been a long night. Just these warning, you know, I guess labels or whatever. Something the 3 3/4 inch figure could not have. And of course the little AF-57, although I think in the movie it's AF-47. Sorry, AF-57 right here, but well, I guess it means Air Force. But I think it was 47. I'm not sure. I don't mind watching a third time just to find out. But yeah, it's just small little details that were added onto this figure that are really, really appreciated. Alright, sorry Tony, I know you like to hog the spotlight, but unfortunately Iron Man is not military based, so he doesn't have, like, you know, codes and things like that. But anyway, for his detailing, all I can say, it's wonderful. The paint apps are great. Just make sure you look out. I think the problems when you look out for this figure would most likely be the face, because that's what I noticed was pretty consistent. As for, I don't know if you guys noticed, there's like this fading in the chest here. I think that's due to packaging, because the first time I saw this figure at the first Walmart I went to, it didn't have that, but the second Walmart I went to, or the time that I found these the Mark 6 figures and bought it, all of the Mark 6s had that little fade, that little ash right there. So did War Machine, like somewhere around here. So it was probably like a packaging thing there. But other than that, paint app for him and the detail for War Machine is just great. The Mark 6 is just as awesome. So let's move on to something else now. Okay, as much as I want to show off articulation, I want to try my best. Except I don't like moving my figures from their pose. Probably why I should just get statues instead. But anyway, if you have a 3 3/4 inch figure or 4 inch figure, Iron Man 2 figure, the articulation is pretty much the exact same, with the exception of a double jointed elbow, and they don't have rotating. They don't have a rotation at the elbow, so that's a sacrifice. The wrists still rotate. You still have the hinge ball joints where they were on the 4 inch figures. You have the hinge ball joint at the hips, the hinge ball joint at the elbows, with the addition of new armor flaps attached onto the torso rather than being attached onto the shoulders, which is really, really good. You have the ball jointed waist here, except I find that the Mark 6 doesn't go pivot forward as much as War Machine could. So that's one thing that the War Machine figure has has on the Mark VI. The head joint is actually pretty interesting. It's not just a ball joint like the 3 3/4 inch figures. Mark 6 and War Machine actually have this too. I think it's the same thing going on with some things you'll find with Gunpla. It's a hinged ball joint because you can go down. You can look down and you can kind of see it right there too. Hinge ball joint. So you can go up and down. There's two joints. I know that there's two joints, and that's really, really good. And like I said, War Machine and Mark 6 both have that, and that really helps with achieving, like, you know, the angry, looking down pose. Anything else different? Not really, except for, like I said, the sacrifice of a rotating elbow joint, but with the better sacrifice of having a double jointed elbow, which is just really great. Now for War Machine, pretty much the same, except like I said, he has more of a he has better, I guess, versatility in his waist. As you can see, his waist is kind of more bent forward than Iron Man can. And I think what's to blame is the design of the abdominal area there. And I really did just use his foot to rub his abs. That was great. But yeah, the only thing that really sucks about War Machine, I guess, are these huge shoulder pads. Really, his head. The range of motion of his head isn't as great as Iron Man Mark 6, but you know, that's nothing really to blame except for the design of his shoulders, and he doesn't really need that. Of course, he has the double jointed elbows as well, fully rotatable wrists, and something I didn't show with the Mark 6, the wrist can go up and down, so there's a hinge and, you know, a rotation there too, and that goes for both figures. So already these figures are probably looking good to you guys, aren't they? Alright, Tony, I think you had enough of the spotlight. Let's give War Machine some time here. Let's talk about accessories real quick. Now, Mark 6 doesn't really come with too many accessories. Well, he actually does. He comes with the Booger Blaster. Yes, it makes a return. With the Booger, of course. This actually isn't the same one. This is the one from the Iron Man Mark 3, but it is the same. Basically, the red is, I think, what's different. Well, it's just a paint app difference, really. But he still uses this. If you really want to use this, and you do have the 3 3/4 inch figures, hey, the missiles all work the same. Now, the neat thing about these figures... Oh, actually, sorry. Now, War Machine here has a higher accessory count than the Mark 6. He has the missile pod, which you can only attach onto the right shoulder. You pop off this piece, which is default meaning when you get it, when you get the package, this thing is on that, and then this is stored in the plastic. You also get the chain, which works much more better than the 3 3/4 inch figure, and you get the awesome chain gun here, and it's very posable. You can switch. You can actually slide this base onto the opposite side. There's a joint here, there's a hinge right there, and there's also a ball joint at the base of the chain gun as well. So this thing is pretty articulate. So that's really great. Fans of the War Machine mold will really appreciate that. As for Mark 6, Booger Blaster. Now, the other neat thing about these 6-inch figures, which is something, this is the main reason, probably the main reason why, or the second main reason why people are after these figures, and they come with interchangeable hands, and that's very, very appreciated. I got the you know, the repulsor palms for Mark 6, and you got the fists on War Machine. Now they all come with the same pair of 3. You have the semi-closed, just normal hands for both hands. Then you also have the fists on Iron Man. Same with War Machine here. You've got the repulsor palms if you want for both hands, and then you also have the semi-closed fists. So that's really, really good. Alright, so what more can I say about these figures? You gotta get them. You gotta go find them. No matter how much, no matter what you gotta go through to get them, I say they're worth it. They are on retail for $12.99 or maybe $13.99 depending on where you get it, or which Walmart you get it at, or wherever they're sold, if whatever is the equivalent to a Walmart if you're international or some other place. But yeah, I cannot recommend these two figures enough. With pretty much double the price of the 4-inch figures, you're getting double the amount of value. And like the most important thing about these figures, aside from just how well they were built, how well they're detailed, and just overall the greatness of the figures, uh, I really like what KPHM42 commented on these figures once. It really brought him back to the Toy Biz days, and that's very, very important. I think that's the key reason as to why these figures are so sought after, before the whole 4-inch line, phase. But yeah, if you can find these two figures, do not hesitate, buy one. Of course, unless you're being picky and you find like a small paint imperfection that'll keep you from buying it, well, try and ignore that, because with the value and the demand of these figures, who knows how much longer Walmart is going to keep producing them. Or actually Hasbro, not Walmart. But yeah, that's my review. As I'm happy with the movie, I'm definitely happy with these figures. Go get them, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.